All right, gang, today we're going to talk about country swing and is it like West Coast swing. We're also going to talk about all the swings in country dancing. So we're going to talk about East and West Coast swing, country swing. We're going to talk about jive and shag and maybe even some two-step and foxtrot. My name is Brian B.
And I'm Miss Emily.
So let's first talk about West Coast swing. What is it? West Coast swing is a slotted dance. So if you imagine two train tracks, this is the slot. We have three basic patterns. We have push patterns. This is a 6-count basic, 2 walks and 2 triples, walk, walk, triple step, triple step. So that's a push pattern where I push my partner back where she came from. Then I have a pass pattern, walk, walk, triple step. That's what's called a left side pass, or if she passes my right shoulder, a right side pass. So there's three basics, a push and a pass, and the third basic element of West Coast swing is a whip. It's an 8-count pattern, walk, walk, triple step, walk, walk, triple step. So we have 3 basic patterns where the follower stays in the slot. That's my push, that's my pass, and my whip. Now there's probably 7 or 8 patterns that you'll have to learn to kind of master the dance, but that's the basics of it. Now country swing is a little bit differently. I still think it has a slot, but that slot, instead of staying this way, is going to move almost in a star shape or flower shape pattern. And the basic is quick, quick, slow. It's going to look like this. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. You're going to have wraps and hand changes. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. That makes sense? So if you're an existing dancer and you're good at one of these more formalized dance forms, you might look at country swing and go, there's no basic and it's off time. It's likely just that you don't understand it. So one of the things that happens in country swing is they have a lot of turns. And the timing is going to be different. So if we do this as a basic, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. We come back, my left foot's free, Emily's right foot's free. But sometimes this happens. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, 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 slow. And look at this. We come back to the same footwork, but Emily had to do some extra steps faster, and I had to step in place slower. Now, if you're an existing dancer and you see that, you're going to see this happen, and you're going to see the guy kind of do no footwork, right? And you're going to say, that's not a real dance. It is, you just don't understand it. So that's the basic of country swing. One of the elements you're going to see in country swing a lot is these types of dips and tricks where they roll the follower out. My back is hurting today, so we won't boom, big dip and that type of stuff. So that kind of goes back to the history of swing dancing. And country swing is very popular now, but it's kind of new-ish, at least to the rest of us. And if we go back to swing dancing in the beginning, here's the quick history lesson. There was a movie called, I think, Running with the Bulls, and it was Charleston. And so they did all these types of steps, and all the kids did all these steps kind of in a group. And then the ballroom dancers, and I love how this dance history, forgive me for ranting this,
I love it.
How this dance history, the people who knew how to ballroom dance knew this hold, right? And so they would start to do these steps in hold, and they would start to move around because they knew how to hold their partner in partnership. And then one day the story goes, this guy named Shorty George is whipping his partner around, and all of a sudden, oh my goodness, he lets go, and they dance back to each other, and the crowd goes wild, right? And so what they learned is, or what happened and progressed in dancing is they went, if I can do this push to what they call the breakaway position, I have all the freedom of my body, I can still maneuver my partner. So that's how we came up with, we call this the sugar push. It's really, Lindy Hop has a sugar push, but in West Coast swing, we've called this incorrectly the sugar push. This is really a push break, a push to a breakaway position. So this would be called the breakaway position. Now from here we can do country swing going through this way, right? We can do West Coast swing by having a different basic pattern. Does that make sense? Now you might also go, well, where did East Coast swing and jive get made up from? And let's cruise back in the middle of our camera here, Miss Emily. West Coast swing, or rather East Coast swing and jive were basically made up by ballroom studios, right? So they took some of these steps, they refined them. That's why as you do the basic of East Coast swing, it's triple step, rock step, triple step, rock step, triple step, rock step. So that's East Coast swing. If you look, it has some of those similar elements. We talked about West Coast having a strict slot and East Coast and country swing kind of going off at all these corners. East Coast swing can do the same thing. We go triple step, triple step. If we just dance right here, it's almost like there's a slot. But then I start to go underneath the arm, and so does Emily, and you can start to see that it somewhat looks like country swing, right? At least in how we're passing in all these different angles, right? Then the Europeans took a hold of it, and they just sped up the music when, I think, the 50s and Jerry Lee Lewis and that type of stuff.
Really fast.
And they refined it to jive, which is basically really fast, right? Fast East Coast swing, right? And then you'll see the elements of the kicks and flicks. And so what's happening now on our journey is you're taking this swing dancing that started in the 20s, and depending upon where it moved in the country, there's different music influences going on, right? So the famous dancer moved from New York to California in like the 30s maybe. Dean Collins was his name. And so he started doing Lindy Hop, which was going on in New York, in California. But over 10, 20, 30 years, the music styles and the dancers, 3,000 miles apart, started doing Lindy Hop differently, and it became West Coast swing. So you can see that all of the swing dances, and country swing included likely, all harken back to what was going on in Harlem in the 1920s with this swing dancing that started with a Charleston, went to Lindy Hop, and then progressed in these other dance styles. Another one you'll see is shag, Carolina shag, right? So that looks a little bit like West Coast swing, right, in the fact that it's got a slot, but they have softer music and softer footwork because of the beach music going on. And nowadays, country swing is super popular because country is actually going through a resurgence at the moment. I'm in the Country Dance Hall of Fame, and I'm super excited to see this. Right now, it's very popular, like in California, Arizona, Florida, Texas. But the reason why I'm, what's the word, bullish on it? Is that the official?
Sure.
Bullish on it is because it's very popular with young people, but I taught it at a dance workshop with older folks and who knew all these dance styles, and they were able to quickly do some cool moves, right? And then you can do your tricks and that type of stuff. So if you guys are interested in learning more of these styles, I'm gonna put these up. We teach West Coast swing here on this channel, and we teach all the other dance forms on the other channel. So I'm gonna pop up our basic West Coast swing video to learn the basics, and our basic country swing video. And if you haven't yet been to our website, Social Dance Online, head on over there, put your email in the little address box, and we will send you free stuff. We send our Move of the Week every Tuesday at 2. See you on the dance floor.